Good morning, everyone. So today we'll talk about important topic in the Java, nothing but object-oriented program system. Okay. So let me write one thing. Object-oriented program stands for object orient programming. Okay. So OPS stands for object oriented program system. It is not a technology. It is just a technique. It is just a technique, not a technology. So Java is one technology, and moreover it is a one programming language. So it has some syntax and some simulations, but object oriented program is not a technology. So it doesn't provide Java, not Java. It's not a technology. It is not provide any syntax like a Java program or APIs. Insert it provides the suggestions to design the develop objects in the programming language. Just a minute. All right. So we are talking about introduction of object-oriented program system. OPS stands for object-oriented programming. It's just a technique. It's not a technology. It is not since it is not a technology. It will not provide any syntax and APIs. So if you talk about Java class, then next immediately will come object. So in the object-oriented program, what is meant by object? Let me give the simple definition. Object is like take. In all living and non-living entities are considered as objects in the world. Suppose take in the classroom, how many objects are able to visible? Like board is visible, right? Table, chairs, monitor, right? Bottle, and some ceiling fans, ventilation. These are all comes under objects only. It is not a living things, but we consider it is as a non-living things. So what is the living things? Like dog, person, right? These are all consider all are objects only. So in the real world, objects such as person, animal, bike, computer, etc. These are all living and non-living. Both come together, we will call as a object. So we are talking about object-oriented program. Java will take the in the programming language, all things considered as a one object, then it will implement application. Clear? And can be created, we can create it in the object languages by using classes. How to create the object? By using class only, right? By using class only, we have to create the object. So let me give the one definition of the object. Definition of the object is, it is a methodology. It is a methodology that provides a way of modal something. Okay, let me write it as a modulating. Using a program memory area. After that, for the both data and methods that can be used as template for creating copies of such modules, nothing but objects. On the demand. Okay. So official book definition is official book definition of the object-oriented program means it is one methodology that provides a way of modularizing a program by creating a particular memory area for the both data and methods. Data nothing but it might be properties, right? Properties nothing we have to declare one data by using the data type. That is nothing but simply we call data. After that, methods that can be used as a template for creating the copies of such modules on a demand. On a demand is nothing but requirement. Clear? This is actually definition, book definition of object-oriented program system. Now we'll go to just PPT slides. So introduction, okay. So one question will rise. Why do we need real world objects in a program? So why Java will take the all objects, consider all things as an object, and it will create one application. Why? Because of in the real world objects as a part of business. As we develop software for automating business, we must all also create the business related real world objects in our project, otherwise application. We must store values and implement the orientations of the every object separating from the other object. This is the answer for the why we need in the Java program. It will consider as a real world object. Suppose take an example. In a automatic bank business, we must create real world objects, right? Suppose if you consider if you go to the any ATM, then who will come for the service will consider as a customers and managers and all these clerks, office assistants, marketing executive, computer, printer, chair, table, etc. These are all the real world considered as objects only, right? Computer is one object. This is non-living entity. Customer is one living entity. So these are all considered under real world as a objects. Clear? This is how we have to take the objects for our application. And most important types of the object oriented program, let me say it's segregated into some parts. First, class. First one is class, after that object, after that important 4 pillars of the OOPS concept is inheritance, encapsulation and polymorphism. And Java will support the abstraction also. Abstraction I will at the course of period I will explain what is the abstraction method, what is the abstraction class, what is the interface, what is the override, what is the overload. In the course of period I will explain this step by step. So first we will go to discuss about first thing, class. So here definition of the class is here. A class is simply a blueprint. Okay, a class is simply a blueprint, otherwise template, for creating the objects. It defines the common characters, properties and actions, nothing but behaviors, otherwise functionalities, that all objects of the type will be have properties and behaviors. Clear? Suppose let me take let me take one house. See this house, it is actually blueprint. Actually it's a blueprint of a house for creating the objects. What those objects available in the home, like some properties regarding that house is address and number of rooms, what is the color, year build. These are all comes under properties of the house. And behaviors, otherwise methods, what we can implemented this based on these methods. Close the like let me say windows. Okay, close the window, this is one method, nothing but function, nothing but action. Otherwise turn on the lights, otherwise open the door. These are all nothing but behaviors of the object. What is those properties? What is the address of the home? What is the how many number of rooms, colors, year of build. These are all the properties, nothing but we have to give the data. But behaviors, nothing but we have to perform some action in the methods. So simply, in simple terms, what I would say, class nothing but class is class means simple terms. What do we have? What do we have? Suppose suppose consider as a home. What do we have? We have the these things. We have the properties and behaviors. In the properties, address we have, number of rooms, how many count we have, color we have, like at which year it built we have, and behaviors of the objects. Simply, class means in the terms of what do we have, nothing but properties, nothing but name, height, weight, color. After that, methods means what do you do, nothing but walk, read, eat, sleep, play. Behaviors and methods. Class is the simple terms, class is the combination of properties and behaviors. Simple and short. If you want book definition, this is the definition. Class is a blueprint or the template of the creating objects. It defines a common characteristics, nothing but properties and actions. That all objects of that type will be have properties and behaviors. And one more point is here, a class is a logical construct, otherwise it is a logical entity. On the second point, when we have to create the class, we have to specify the data and code. Data nothing but properties. See now, remember, keep in mind, properties, data, variables, all terms are in Java considered as the same terms, and code, behaviors, methods, functionality, these are all terms considered under these terms all considered under same. To construct to class, collectively these elements are called members of the class. So what is the members of class? Suppose let me create one class. Public is my access modifier. Something let me take house. House is my identity of the class. Let me give here class keyword. Access modifier, class is a one keyword, house is the identifier of the class. In Java, generally we will call names as a identifiers. So house is the one identifier. Suppose what class contains generally properties, right, and behaviors. Behavior is nothing but simple terms, methods. What is the syntax of the method? Return type is optional, void, and method name, braces, and body. And if you give me access modifier, give the public. See now, simply what is the class means? Okay, simply class means combination of properties, behaviors. Clear? This is the simple terms of class. And if you want to, whenever you want to create one class, we have to specify data and code, right? We have to specify data and code, nothing but behaviors, functionalities. And that constitute that class, after that constitute that class, collective these elements are called members of the class. These are all called members of the class. It might be variables and functionalities. What is the members of the class? Nothing but it will just a minute. Members of the class. What is the members of the class? Properties and behaviors. This is called members of the class. And one more important point here. Specifically, the data defined by the class are referred as a member variable or instance variable or attributes. These are all called member variables. The code that operates on the data is referred as a member method or methods. After that, common and individual properties. Suppose if you created one class. So suppose take one person, like a person is a one type. So every person has, what are those common qualities? What are those common objects? Like if you take 2 or 3 persons, what are those common things? Eyes, ears, hands, legs, right? These 4 properties are common in the person object. Okay, so I already informed that object is nothing but it might be living or not living thing. So here I took the one example, living thing, person. What are the persons have person? You know, people have the common what I would say proper object. I mean common objects: ears, hands, and legs. But the properties of the person, some individual properties, individual objects was there. What is those? Name, right? Everybody has not a same name. And height. Someone might be some 6, someone might be 5.8. Weight. All are not in the same weight. So, if it comes under common and individual properties in one type of multiple objects like person, object, otherwise animal object, vehicle object, shape of object, we can find some common properties, right? In the person we can find these common properties: eyes, ears, hands, legs. Everybody has 2 ears, 2 hands, 2 legs. These are all the common. And individual property, for example, take a person. Name is a one individual property. Someone name is Krishna, it is also individual. After weight also individual. So that if you create one class with this design, you must develop the class like below. So these are all the points to create one class. What is those? A class with the object name, for example, person. Let me take here person. So we know class always starts with uppercase, capital P, person. Clear? This is first point. Class with the object name, example person, computer. I took the person. Static variable to store the common values of all instances of the object. And for example, in case person, object, ice. Okay. See now, I took class name as a person. Static variables. What are the common qualities in the person? Like let me take not address, integer, legs equal to 2, hands equal to 2. No one has more than this, right? This is the common quality for person. So second point is clear. Now static variable. So this is we have to give as a static. Common properties we have to give as a static. What are the non-static? Nothing but individual things like instance specific values. Specific nothing but one person name specifically. His name is okay. Let me take not name.